Hey, what's up guys? King Scarlet back again with a deck profile that I am confident calling pretty good. I don't really do this a whole lot anymore, but when I do, you can bet it's gonna be for the best deck, baby. Let's go! Maybe I haven't quite won you over yet as far as listening to me, as far as what the best deck is, but look, here's a list of my credentials. Need I say more or less? Today I'm bringing you an updated Appliancer deck profile, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what the deck does, some probabilities, and so on. Now, if you're not here for all of that, if you feel like you already know how Appliancers work and you're just here to get a profile to test, you can just go ahead and check the link in the description, and there's actually a download file for the YDK. Test it yourself, tweak it to how you want to play the deck, and have fun. Now, it's no secret that Appliancers have gotten a lot more attention lately. Now, from what I know, it was due to something that mcole40 posted with a deck profile of $5 Appliancers, and on top of that, Team Yada Locked has definitely been giving them quite a bit of publicity as well. If there's another source I'm forgetting, feel free to comment that down below, but as far as I know, it was those two channels that really allowed for Appliancers to burst into the mainstream. And meme or not, I am so thankful. So shout out to both of you. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but if you do, thanks! My favorite deck is now getting a little bit more attention, and I am not mad about it. So what have I done with the deck? Well, I looked at this $5 build, and there was something in there that was genius, and I couldn't believe that I hadn't thought of it. Trap cards. We can play trap cards. We can play trap cards! And so we're playing trap cards now. So what I've done with that is I've sort of combined it with what I used to do with Appliancers minus Mech Knights, because we're no longer trying to go second, and I've come up with something that I think is pretty cool. So what's new plan A? Well, I'm glad you asked. Step 1, summon Appliancer Laundry Dragon. Step 2, set a bunch of traps. Step 3, hopefully, set all of your opponent's monsters, or most of them, face down in defense position so that they're locked, can't do anything, and you're set up for an attack. Or if you can't do that, we've also got traps that just get things off of the board, and we've got Breaker Bunkle, hopefully, to protect our Laundry Dragon. But if not, it's okay. Really, we only have to play 2 to 3 cards per turn for our plan A, so that means the other 2 or 3 left are hopefully follow-up cards, allowing us to keep pushing for game. The deck is not a build-a-board deck like I once thought it was, like we all tried to force it to be. It just doesn't fit that mold. But it does play a lot like Sky Striker as long as you make the right plays at the right time. I know a lot of people say that. I hate it when they say it sounds so, well, if you know how to play the deck. But I'm serious, I've done really well with it so far online just because that's what's available. I know a lot of people, but the deck's pretty good. All right, let's hop into the profile. Nothing too crazy here with 3 socket roll, 3 reuse for more recursive plays, and it's searchable. Then we've got 3 Breaker Bunkle, which is our main protector, kind of like a Baylink and Salamangrates. Then we've got our in-archetype machine dupe with Copy Buckle, and 4 of the field spell, making 4 of whatever Appliancer we need, as well as 2 Jack in the Hand for the same thing. For a little extra help in the deck, we've got 3 Jester Confit, 2 machine dupe, 1 Codebreaker 0 Day for those combo plays when we have access to them, and finally, the Dragoon package. For our trap and spell lineup, we've got 3 Floodgate Trap Hole, 3 Book of Moon, and then 3 Quaking Mirror Force to help us get things face down in defense position, but if we can't, we try to keep the board clear with Compulse and Storming Mirror Force, that way we don't let our opponent snowball, and then of course, 2 Trap Trick to give us more access to those desired traps. For the Appliancer lineup, we've got 3 Laundry Dragon, 1 Vacuum Elephant, and 2 Keltopus. The others aren't really helpful. For times you can pop off more, we've got the Codebreaker Engine, our Untouchable Power Load Ogre, and Appaloosa. For cards in a pinch, we've got Linkuriboh, Verte Anaconda, Lionheart, Zeus, and Dragoon. In the $5 build, you'll see a lot of things like Jelly Cannon, and Magic Cylinder, and Waking the Dragon. Those are things that, while really funny to play, I found were almost too situational. Magic Cylinder being the best best, I think, of those three, whereas Waking the Dragon and Jelly Cannon are so dependent on something else happening to be playable that I replaced those with other cards. Like I replaced Waking the Dragon with the Dragoon Engine. You can roll your eyes, but if you have this, I would suggest playing it, obviously. It's good. And then I replaced Jelly Cannon with Compulse just because you don't have to wait for something to attack in order to bounce something. I think the one advantage of Jelly Cannon is that it shuffles things back into the deck, which might be helpful, I guess, against main deck monsters, but otherwise it doesn't really matter. And of course, we are still running enough cards to be able to combo off into a link spam board if we feel comfortable doing so, if the game state suits it well. But that's not the plan A anymore, just because it is super vulnerable to, well, every hand trap. In addition, we'll call it like plan C, or even D or F, I don't know. We are running Lionheart, which could be replaced with the Lyrilusk monster that also allows you to attack directly. This is only in here because an Exceeds monster that can attack and deal damage without activating an effect can be really good for stacking a Zeus on top, which is what we try to do in a pinch. I got a lot of questions about why Lionheart in my Discord, which is understandable when cards like Lyrilusks exist, because you can do a lot of cool things with those, but whatever you have there is only there to be able to deal damage without activating an effect so that you can stack Zeus. So it really doesn't matter, put whatever you want there. While Lionheart does have that one effect that allows you to remove an Exceeds material in order to make the damage only be dealt to your opponent, you don't have to use that. You can just both take the damage and then overlay that way. I know some people may not be comfortable with that, but that's where preference comes into play. Now let's take a look at some probabilities. Like I said, Plan A is get Appliancer Laundry Dragon on the field, as well as one interruption at least, and you have a 76% chance of that happening, so that's pretty good. Seeing just an Appliancer card in hand, just one, out of all of the cards that we're running, you have an 85% chance, so pretty dang consistent. Now, the very specific Appliancer combo that allows you to link spam with only Appliancer cards, mind you, not other extenders, but with only Appliancer cards is 46%, so but again, that's with the really specific Appliancer combo using Electro Lyrical World as well as Socket Roll and Copybockle that you searched, either one or the other. So that's, for a specific combo, that's not bad. Specific combos are never high in probability, so that's pretty normal. The chances of seeing one Appliancer plus one of the many extenders is 77%. One Appliancer card plus two of your interruptions is about 54%, so but it could be worse. Then finally, the bad probability. You do have about a 33% chance of running into a Garnet, but the good news is the only one that really hurts, like is totally dead if you see it, is Red Eyes Fusion. The other two, you can still kind of wang jangle away to use them. It just does kind of suck to find any of those in your hand instead of other cards, obviously. And that's the deck profile. I hope that that made sense to you guys and you enjoyed it. Again, when I make a deck profile, this is not me necessarily saying this is how you have to play the deck. This is just a roadmap showing you how I've been playing it. Feel free to make different choices based on your preference and where you play, how you play, and who with, and of course, your budget. It's okay if you're not playing Zeus and Dragoon and all of the above. You can replace those with other monsters, like maybe some more of the Appliancer monsters. You can throw in some Lyrilusk stuff. You could throw in Boral Sword. If you have access code instead of one of the others, you can definitely throw that in there. The point is, it's pretty flexible and there are a lot of options, and it's a really fun deck, which is why it's one of my favorites of all time. Thanks so much again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see ya.